It's the first day of a new job. You met your new manager and a few people from your team, but you're still nervous. Is the job going to match up with your expectations? How long before you get used to your surroundings? And will you be able to build a career here? Fast forward a year, and it's safe to say you've found your groove. You spend a lot of time thinking about how you can develop new skills and take on other responsibilities. You're keen to stand out and open up further opportunities within your company. Another year goes by. You've been able to reap the rewards of your efforts so far. Perhaps you had a pay rise and a promotion. You've also been able to take the lead on few projects that involve different teams from across the business. It's at this point in time when you start to consider your options. You've enjoyed running your own projects, so maybe management is the right path to take. At the same time, you find a lot of joy in mastering your role, so maybe it would make more sense to specialize. It could also be the case that you no longer see the career opportunities that you had first envisioned, which is why you start to look elsewhere. As you can see, the priorities and concerns of employees are constantly evolving throughout their time at your company. Taking a one size fits all approach to employee experience will often mean you aren't able to correctly identify or effectively address the issues that matter most to your people, which puts employee engagement, productivity, and retention at risk. Onboarding has four phases: validation, navigation, integration, and separation. Let's go one by one. Validation is basically when the employee joins on day one and is pretty nervous, and still there's a lingering thought whether this is the right decision he or she has made to join this organization. Navigation is post the first week when he tries to mingle with the other employees and tries to make friends. He looks at learning and development opportunities which are available within the company. Integration actually starts happening post the second or the third month, where departments like learning and development, the operations or technology teams will have a huge role to play. And last but not the least, separation is the last stage where an employee decides to resign. Let's look at all of these one by one. In validation, the only question which the employee will have is, did I make the right choice? The first thing which we need to do as a company is to welcome them warmly. And this is in order to reduce the fear and uncertainty of starting a new job. It's important that new employees are made to feel welcome, have plenty of opportunities to meet with the wider organization, and have something to focus their efforts on right from the very beginning. New employees also need an opportunity to establish relationships with other people in the organization. This contributes to the feeling of psychological safety, which is a shared belief that the team is safe for interpersonal risk taking. In other words, people feel comfortable enough to ask questions, share their ideas, and voice concerns. You can assign new employees a buddy who can act as a bridge to other people in the organization and share information that might not be available through more formal channels. At Salesforce Company, managers select buddies based on personality, chemistry, and fit. Buddies provide an additional source of support during an uncertain time and help new employees to build cross departmental relationships and develop lasting friendships. Successful onboarding requires collaboration between various departments. HR needs to coordinate with IT to ensure that employees have access to everything they need on the very first day. Microsoft surveyed new starters and found that little things can make a big difference, like having a working computer and access to email as soon as they sit down. The same survey also found that employees who meet with their manager in the first week have a larger internal network and collaborate more with their team. This leads to a greater sense of belonging and increases the likelihood of someone staying at the company. Meeting employees on a one to one basis is the perfect time to outline a 30, 60, 90 plan, which sets concrete goals and milestones to help someone adapt to their role during the first 30, 60, 90 days of a new job. This gives new employees the chance to make consistent progress and develop their self confidence in an unfamiliar environment. All these five steps will help an employee reiterate to themselves that they have made the right decision in joining your company. Coming to navigation, where the initial development happens, once new starters have established themselves in the organization, their focus will shift to developing the skills they need to master their first role. Initial development is all about investing in your employees, which will ensure that people are able to meet the demands of their job and excel in the long term. For those who aspire to more senior positions, it's a way to provide the skills and training that will set them up for future success. Another way employees can develop new skills is through peer to peer learning. This taps into existing knowledge within the company and is much more cost effective than bringing in external trainers and consultants. Peer to peer learning can also help to foster better working relationships across the organization and create opportunities for people to move into other roles. Development opportunities are key to showing your employees that you care about them as people. According to LinkedIn's Workplace Learning Report, 94% of employees would stay at a company longer if it invested in their career. It may not be the first thing you think about when considering employee turnover, but learning and development has a significant role in retention. The impact of technology also means that employees will be concerned about staying relevant in a rapidly evolving job market. In particular, developing a mix of hard and soft skills that will ensure they're prepared for other opportunities further down the line. When you invest in your employees, you're investing in the people that they want to become, not just a future business asset. This genuine concern for their personal and professional development will pay dividends in the form of loyalty and commitment on the job. Speak with employees about their career ambitions and outline a clear growth plan. Once new starters have established themselves in the organization, their focus will shift to developing the skills they need to master their first role. This makes it the perfect time to speak with employees about their career ambitions and outline a clear growth plan. Initial development is all about investing in your employees, which will ensure that people are able to meet the demands of their job and excel in the long term. For those who aspire to more senior positions, it's a way to provide the skills and training that will set them up for future success. When you invest in your employees, you're investing in the people that they want to become, not just a future business asset. This genuine concern for their personal and professional development will play a significant role. Coming to integration where ongoing development and retention actually happens. While initial development is about helping employees to develop the skills that allow them to master their role, ongoing development and retention is focused on keeping employees engaged through development for the long term. By the time employees have reached this phase, they've already invested a lot into their progress and they have become key knowledge holders within their function. This means that the impact of their departure is going to be more severe than at any point in the employee journey. The Work Institute's retention report, based on data from over 234,000 exit interviews, highlights a lack of career development as the main reason that employees decide to leave. It also found that nearly 77% of turnover could be prevented. During the ongoing development and retention phase, you should ensure that your employees have opportunities to advance their career. For some, that will mean management, but there are those who might prefer to develop their expertise as an individual contributor. Manager involvement is a key aspect of making sure employees are growing in the right direction. Career development conversations should be a regular part of one to ones, which requires senior managers to be equipped with the coaching skills to support employee growth. For those employees that aspire to become managers themselves, you need to provide the mentoring and soft skills that will help them succeed. No one is born with management skills. They need to be nurtured through development programs and the support of senior leadership. However, if a move into people management is the only way to progress, you can quickly alienate employees that would rather move into specialized roles. To avoid this happening, it's important for your organizational structure to support both sideways movements and development into specialized contributors. Professional growth isn't the only concern of employees. You also need to make sure that employees feel valued. The worst case scenario is that someone feels that they are a cog in a machine and repeating the same tasks without any form of appreciation or any idea how their work contributes to your company's overall mission. On an organization level, your business needs to stay in touch with your high value employees. People need to be reminded that their contribution is valued and that their role is important for the overall company strategy. Without it, employees can start to feel like they're just going through the motions, which quickly leads to disengagement. Ongoing development and retention is when employees are at their most productive. It's the time to start developing the next generation of leaders and using the existing knowledge of employees to help make the rest of the organization more effective. These employees have the skills and institutional knowledge that only comes with experience. This makes them a valuable asset when it comes to training others and providing mentorship to newer employees. Employees that have stayed with your organization this long are a valuable pool of talent for leadership positions. They have market expertise along with an intimate understanding of how the organization works, including its systems, politics, and people. While growth is a significant part of the ongoing development and retention phase, there are also additional factors to consider. Strategy and recognition also play a part in the engagement of employees that have been with an organization for more than 2 years. Specifically, employees need to have a clear understanding of the company's strategic objectives and feel valued for their contribution. If not, they can quickly feel alienated and without purpose. Open and transparent communication about company's direction is one way to keep people aligned. This communication should be two directional so that people have an opportunity to ask questions and clarify their understanding of the overall strategy. Onboarding journey. Great onboarding leads to ongoing employee engagement. Implementing a 30, 60, 90-day plan will help to increase employee engagement while making sure that the new employee understands their responsibilities and expectations from the first day onward. Companies with highly engaged workers have higher rates of customer satisfaction and fewer errors. The first 30 days is all about learning everything from where the office supplies are kept to what the company sells to what the new employee's responsibilities will be. The second month of employment should focus more on collaboration and taking on more responsibilities. Training usually is ongoing throughout an employee's time at a company, but the intense training takes place within the first month. The employee will now use the training from the first 30 days to start implementing that knowledge. The last 30 days of the plan is all about independence. As the employee takes on more responsibilities and working on bigger projects, they need to be more accountable to your work. Now let's look at separation. Despite your best efforts, there will always be employees that decide to move on from your organization. For some, the reasons will be unrelated to their employee experience. They may have thoroughly enjoyed their time with your business, but personal reasons have encouraged them to move on. However, there will be also those that decide to leave because of certain issues that were within your control. Making the decision to leave an organization is rarely easy. Most people will take weeks, if not months, to consider their options before handing in their notice. When someone does make the decision, they're often hoping for as smooth a transition as possible. Even if someone has had a negative experience, the separation phase should be seen as an opportunity to learn why people are leaving. Handled in the right way, it will help you uncover the real reasons for employee turnover. When you support the people that have decided to leave and part ways on good terms, it can also result in new lifelong advocate of your brand. Current research indicates that the total cost of a departing employee can vary from 50% to 250% of their salary, depending on their role. Taking the most conservative estimate, an entry-level employee earning 30,000 US dollars would cost a business around $15,000 to replace in terms of recruitment, training, and lost productivity. It's therefore vital for any business to actively seek to understand and address any underlying causes of employee turnover. A lack of career development opportunities is an obvious one, but often it can be far more complex. Some employees will leave on better terms than others, but it's essential to create a process that allows for as much honest and open feedback about the overall experience as possible. The most effective approach to gathering insight into the causes of attrition is to look at how engagement changed in the weeks and months before an employee decided to leave. This will shine a light on the factors that employees may be unwilling to discuss in an exit interview or survey, such as a lack of management support or meaningful work. Conducting regular engagement surveys allows you to already have this data on hand when your employees announce a departure from your business. Not only does this help to paint a more reliable picture of attrition causes, but it also gives you a way to track improvements in your employee engagement scores throughout your organization to understand the impact of your retention initiatives. In summary, we recommend you to visualize your employee experience. The employee experience involves so many different interactions and touch points across your business. Engagement is a multifaceted concept that can be influenced by age, tenure, experience, location, culture, and more. When you start to visualize the journey an employee takes from the day they join right through to the day they leave, it is easier to appreciate how their needs evolve. When you break down the employee journey into clear stages, it becomes much simpler to identify the processes that need improving, as well as who is responsible for them within your organization. As a result, you can assign specific actions to different people, which allows you to improve multiple aspects of the employee experience at the same time. We believe applying an iterative approach to your employee experience aligns with the fluid nature of an individual employee's journey within your organization.